Hey guys!
Hey guys!
So,
Change of plans.
change of plans. Today is October 31st.
Whoa.
Uh,
Tomorrow starts
Historathon.
2.5.
We are at the airport. We're heading home from our BookTube bestie getaway with Krista and Lindsay. Krista?
I'm Lindsay.
And Sarah! And we're at the airport. They dropped us off at the airport. And
They didn't want to.
They didn't want to, but they had to. And while we were at the airport waiting for our flight to take off, we stopped at a bookstore.
I know you guys are so surprised.
Shocked that we bought more books because
But we weren't gonna buy it.
We weren't gonna buy. I have no room for these books in my bag,
Literally.
but we bought more books.
But we found one.
But we found one that we both had
We're
never
really
heard
excited.
of
Yeah.
and are really excited to read. That sounds amazing. Called The Hidden Child by Louise Fien. Yeah, she wrote Daughters of the Reich, which I've heard of,
I have
but
too.
I've never read. So we both decided that we are going to use this for our book with three-word title. For Historathon, we're going to start reading it on the plane together. We're going to buddy read it, and we're going to vlog, both of us, this week. So this will be the same intro for both, but
It's okay.
once this is done,
going.
it will be different from here on out.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to read this book. You want to tell them what it's about?
No, I think we should do that later.
Okay, we'll tell you what it's about later.
It says a shameful secret threatens to destroy a family. That's all you need
World
to
War
know.
II, eugenics.
Right. That's it.
Like, enough.
Have any more.
Buzzword, done.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're excited for Historathon.
I am beyond excited.
I still have to figure out what
That's
books I'm
the
going to
only
read.
thing helping me not cry because we're leaving.
I'm still probably going to cry.
I might.
Once I have to leave Lindsay.
I know, we still have a few hours.
But you know what? It's going to be fine. So yeah, all right. We will check in with you guys once we start reading the book and let you know what we think. Cool. Bye.
About 1.5. Yeah. If you're seated in the exit seat, please review the exit seating criteria and responsibilities on the safety information card in your seat.
Hey guys, so it is Monday night. I kind of failed on updating you last night and all day today. But I'm finally getting the chance to sit down and do some reading today. This is the first I've had a chance to read today. So yesterday on the plane, I was able to finish 5 chapters of The Hidden Child, and I am loving it. So far we know that it's being told from the point of view of Eleanor and Edward in alternating chapters, and they're married. Edward is studying like eugenics. He's a psychologist, and he's like fully on board in the eugenics movement. It's set in 1928. Eleanor is taking care of her daughter, and her daughter is starting to have seizures, and they're both kind of freaking out and passing it off as maybe it's not something really important. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep reading this. I think I'm going to try to read a few chapters in this yet tonight. And then I am going to start my audiobook. The first audiobook I'm going to listen to is The Great Alone. So I got the audiobook from my library, and I'm really excited. The only thing is it's narrated by Julia Whalen, who I've listened to a ton before, and her narration, like, I'm having a hard time, like, disconnecting it from previous things that I've listened to, even though I've listened to a ton of stuff. I don't know, it's just, I'm trying to find the right, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, specifically the male voice, like, she has used that voice before for a different character and in a different audiobook, and so it's hard for me to disconnect it from that and, like, place it in this book. So I think the more I listen, the more it will be, like, placed. But this one is the one that I'm using for the last to read. I feel like I'm the last to read it. I know a ton of people have read this. It's set in 1974, and so far we are just following this girl, Lenny, I think is her name, and her dad is a Vietnam vet and suffering from PTSD and is having a hard time holding down a job. That's all we know so far. So I haven't gotten very far at all in that. But those are the 2 books that I'm starting the week off with, or the readathon off with. I think I'm just going to do one vlog for the whole readathon, so I don't know as though I'll necessarily check in a whole lot with a bunch of other stuff, but I will at least try to keep you updated with what I'm reading as I'm reading it. And yeah, so I will check in with you guys when I have an update. Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I want to share with you all of the books that I read in the month of October. Okay guys, it is Thursday, I think. You are getting to see me in all my super fine glory this week. This is real life. This is what it is on a day-to-day, and I swear I sit other places in my house than just on this couch. I do other things. It's just this is my spot where I go to read. It's in my new library room, and I absolutely love it. So all of that to say, I am still reading The Hidden Child, and I'm still listening to The Great Alone. I am on chapter 5 of The Great Alone. Hold on. It's over here, which is not very far. It's like 15%, maybe. It's just you guys. Okay, so yeah, I'm in the middle of chapter 5, so I'm like this far into The Great Alone still. I'm not doing that great. Not gonna lie, it has been 4 days and I have not read a whole lot. Today I spent the majority of my morning responding to comments on YouTube and editing a video, and I was also watching another little boy, one of my son's little friends, so I was watching him this morning, and so I just have not gotten a lot done. And so right now I have about an hour before the kids come home from school. The older girls get home a little bit earlier, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to read The Hidden Child for an hour. I'm going to put my phone down because I don't know about you, but I get super distracted by my phone when I read. It's really easy for me to be just like pick it up and do something really quick and then get sucked into it, and I don't put it down. So I'm going to put my phone aside. I'm going to sit and I'm going to read for at least an hour straight. One of the things that I've been having a really hard time with is building up reading stamina. Ironically enough, my second grader, her class right now is trying to work on reading stamina, and they just hit their goal of being able to read for 30 minutes without interruption, which is awesome for 7-year-olds, for a group of 7 and 8-year-olds. I mean, that's pretty good. But I realized when I read that email from the teacher saying that they had hit this goal, I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what I struggle with too, is my reading stamina. I have a really hard time just reading through without interruption. And so I'm going to work on that right now. I'm going to challenge myself to read for 1 hour without interruption, and I'm going to see how long I can go. And I will check in with you guys and let you know how I end up doing. But also, I'm going to let you know when my kids get home. This week is book fair week, and I gave them some money on their way to school, before school this morning. And I told them, I'll give you this money as long as you bring home whatever you get so I can show my people. I told them I would do a little book fair haul with them. So I'll put that in this vlog too. So that's what we're going to do right now. I will probably continue to apologize every day of this vlog. It is not the best. This is not the best vlog I've ever done. Life is just chaotic right now. My brain is chaotic right now. I have a lot going on, and so I'm trying, but unfortunately I think I'm kind of failing too. So anyway, all that being said, I'm going to sit, I'm going to get off of here, I'm going to read for an hour. So I will check in with you after an hour. Okay, so the girls just got home from school. They're going to show me what they got at the bookstore. So Sophia, what did you get?
I got the Next I Survived graphic novel.
Okay.
Which is the Attack of September 11th.
September 11th. So they're turning the I Survived books into graphic novels.
Yeah, this is the third one.
They've done Titanic.
And they've done the Titanic and the Shark Attack.
And the Shark Attack. So she grabbed that. What else?
I got 3 bookmarks. One of them's in here.
Gotta love a good bookmark. I'm always down for good bookmarks. All right, so show us your bookmarks.
Here, one of them is
The scientific.
primary elements of humor.
Haha. Sarcasm.
No, it's a galaxy. It says you are here.
Cute. Sophia really likes science.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And a cat, because I like cats.
What does it say?
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. Very cute. All right, Amelia, what did you get?
And a cat's glasses.
Go get your stuff. Show me what you got.
And I cannot resist the cat's glasses.
Amelia is going to go back again tomorrow. She said she didn't get everything she wanted today, so she might have more
I
tomorrow.
didn't have enough time.
Okay, stand up.
Okay, so I got one book, which is The Diary of a Candid Getaway.
And we ordered the newest one because it was sold out already. So we ordered
Yeah.
the newest one, which is called Big Shot.
We're trying to get all of them.
It should be here tomorrow. I'll let you know when it comes.
And we don't have this one yet.
Okay.
And then I got this really cool pencil sharpener that also has 2 erasers on it, which is really helpful because I always run out of the eraser on my pencil.
Hey,
And
gotta
then I
love
have a
it.
Pencil sharpener. And
All
then
right,
I
what
have
else
this
did you get?
triple scented highlighter. That one smells like strawberries.
Okay.
One smells like oranges. One smells like grapes. And they smell really good.
Let me smell it. Let me smell it.
The orange one probably
Smells
smells
like
the best.
Mr. Scent. Scented things. All right, and what else did you get? A bookmark?
And then,
And she got a bookmark too.
yeah. And then
Let's see it.
Got a bookmark that says, I'm not lazy, I'm just on energy saving mode. But it's backwards on the camera.
No, it'll flip around when I go to edit it.
Oh, okay.
So that's the book fair haul for today.
Mhm.
Maybe more coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a good book fair. So, all right. I successfully read, sorry, the light is back there. I successfully read for 45 minutes without getting distracted. And then my sister called me. So I talked to her for a good long while. But I wanted to show you my newest hobby. So let me flip the camera around and I'm going to show you what I've been up to. All right, so here it is. This is what I've been up to lately. I've been making friendship bracelets, which I've been absolutely loving. I've made quite a few. Here are just some of the ones that I have laying around right now. I made this one for my children. I've just been giving these all to my kids because they enjoy them and I don't really have anything else to do with them right now. This is the one I just finished this morning. And then I also made this one, which I really, really like. So yeah, they've just been a ton of fun to make. So I started kind of small. I actually started because I got a bunch of stuff to try to get my kids into making them, but they don't really have the interest in doing it. And I really, really love doing it. So I just kept doing it. So this is the one I'm starting on now, and I will let you know. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. It typically takes me about a day and a half to make one, but this is what I have been doing while I listen to audiobooks. Or when I'm watching BookTube. This is what I have been primarily doing. So yeah, I thought I'd show you a little in progress here. Okay, so I am not typically an evening wash my hair sort of person, but it just needed it today. So I have been promising for a while to show you guys my curly hair routine and what products I use. So I figured I would go ahead and do that now. So how I do my hair is I will occasionally shampoo my hair. I really don't shampoo my hair very often. But when I do, I use a sulfate-free shampoo, just whatever I come across at the store. It's never anything super specific. But typically on a normal wash day, I will just get my fingertips in onto my scalp and just scrub with just water. The abrasion really helps a ton. Really helps a ton as far as like getting stuff off of my scalp. And then what I will do is I will put a healthy dose of the conditioner I use. I get this just at like Walmart or Target or wherever. It's the Tresemme Botanique Coconut Nourish Silicone-Free Conditioner. And I'll put a healthy amount of that on there, and then I will brush my hair out in the shower. I will put a link down below for the brush that I use. It's just a bath pack brush that I use in the shower, and I'll flip my head upside down and I'll brush my hair out really good, and then just kind of let the conditioner sit on it for just a little while before I rinse it out. And so I'll put it in and I will what we call squish to condish. And so I'll have my head upside down and I'll put all my hair into my hands. And I'll bring it up and I'll just squeeze the conditioner in it a few times. And then once I rinse the conditioner out, I will rake in a little bit of this leave-in conditioner. It's the As I Am Classic Leave-In Conditioner. And then I will squish and scrunch that into, and then I put in a little bit of this Cantu Moisturizing Curl Activator Cream. All of this stuff you can find at Walmart because I don't have the money to spend on really expensive hair product. So that's what I put in, and then I will wrap it up in a towel. I use hair towels because they just work easier for me. And then once it sits up in a hair towel for at least an hour typically, ideally I leave it up there for about an hour, and then I will get my gel. I use the orange marmalade from Eco Slay. It comes in these, and you can refill it into a glass or a plastic pump container, but they're trying to be eco-friendly, and so they use these. I just squirted into my palm straight from this. But this is like a small business. This lady makes it in her kitchen, or she used to. But this is a flaxseed and aloe gel that I use. And so I will glaze that. So I'll do it just flat against my hands, and then I will scrunch it in really good. And then I diffuse my hair upside down. And that's how I do my hair when I do it curly. And then once it's all dry, I will scrunch out the crunch. And so what that means is once it's dry, that gel is going to form a cast on the curl, and it'll be a little bit hard. And so I will scrunch it into my hand and get that hardness out so that it's soft, but it still holds the definition in the curl. So that's what I use for my hair. So I'm getting ready to put gel in it and then dry it. And yeah, then I'll be done for the night. So anyway, I just figured I would share that because I have gotten a few questions, people wanting to know that. So there you go. Hey guys, all right, so it is Friday. It has been a little bit of an interesting start to the morning. We had some kids miss the school bus this morning, and yeah, so it just was a little bit of a different morning, which is okay. That's what happens sometimes. I am just getting my face put on for the day, trying to get ready today since I haven't really done that much this week. But I actually have stuff I need to get done today. Nothing really outside of the house, just stuff that I would like to get done. The first of which is I need to wrap up all of the books that I got for my friends Krista and Sarah and Lindsay, because we were getting ready to do our book exchange. Our Christmas book exchange. They invited me to do it with them this year, and so I need to get those books wrapped up and mailed to them. So today is going to be hopefully wrapping day, and then maybe tomorrow I can get them over to the post office. We'll see. So I need to get that done. And then the other thing that I was hoping to work on a little bit today is my movie bookmarks. So if you saw our Christmas in July book exchange, you will have seen on the other girls' channels that I sent them all bookmarks that I made. I have been, what were the past year or so, sorry, you can hear my son, he's playing. But over the last year or so, I've been collecting VHS tapes, specifically like the old Disney ones with the plastic cases that have the sleeve in them. And I take the sleeve and I repurpose it and make it into a bookmark. And yeah, it's really fun. So I have gotten a bunch of them that I've been wanting to do to maybe start selling them. I don't know if you guys are interested in that or not, but I wanted to have at least a selection so that if I do decide to do that, I have the resources to do that. So anyway, I am going to hopefully work on those today. And while I am working on those, I would like to listen to my audiobook because I have not listened to nearly enough of it. I'm listening to The Great Alone still, and I'm still only on chapter 5, which is not great. Guys, I am really, really failing at this readathon. So I would like to get a big chunk of that listened to. Normally, I would watch like BookTube or The Great British Bake Off while I'm working on stuff, but today I think I'm just going to try to listen to my audiobook. So that's the game plan. I have gotten almost halfway through The Hidden Child, and you guys, this book is absolutely infuriating. It's good. It's not bad infuriating. It's like the topic is just making me super angry, and the one character, the male character in it, is just like, I do not like him. So one of the parts that I read yesterday was the main character. So I feel like, okay, backtrack a little bit here. I think when I first got the book, we thought that it was about, Lindsay and I both thought it was about World War II. Because on the back it mentions Hitler. It is not about World War II. It takes place during the years of 1928 and 1929. Not World War II at all. But this was the time when Hitler's ideas about eugenics were becoming more prominent. And not just Hitler's, but a large population of the elite, and specifically the white elite, was gaining traction. This whole theory of eugenics and forced sterilization and forced incarceration of what they deemed the feeble-minded or inferior races. And so in this book, the main male guy, protagonist, he is a psychologist who is on the forefront of this movement. And his wife is kind of just like inner turmoil because her daughter has epilepsy, and her husband is basically is on the forefront of this movement. And so the part that I got to yesterday, the main character was in the US at a conference. And the guys in the US were talking about the Immigration Act of 1924, which limited the amount of people per race that could enter the United States. And then he also mentioned a Supreme Court case that was prominent for them, and it felt like it gave them traction to kind of move forward with their ideas of sterilization. And the Supreme Court case that he mentioned is Buck versus Bell. And so immediately I go to Google and I Google it, and then in the book they talk about it in detail a little bit too, and what the Supreme Court case was. And basically, this is not spoilers, this is a Supreme Court case that is real history. But this Supreme Court case was about this woman whose mother had been questionably moral, whatever. I think she was a prostitute. And so this girl had been taken away from her mother at a very young age, placed in foster care, had done well in school until her foster parents decided, you're not going to school anymore, you're going to be our maid and you're going to clean for our neighbors and things like that. And so she was doing this, and then at the age of 17, they found out she was pregnant. And she claimed that she had been raped by the nephew of her foster parents. And her foster parents basically sent her away to be institutionalized because she was obviously lying. And they sent her to an asylum for the epileptic and feeble-minded, something along those lines. And basically, the Supreme Court case was about her forced sterilization and how even her child should be sterilized because there had been a pattern of questionably moral behaviors within this family. So by this third generation, it was no question they should definitely be sterilized. Otherwise, it was going to perpetuate these bad genes. And they won. Like, this woman was forcibly sterilized because of this. And I'm just, as I'm reading this last night, I read it to my husband, and I was just so, my blood was boiling so hot. I was just, like, in my head, I know these things happened. But at the same time, it doesn't make it any less infuriating when you read about it. And so, or when you learn about new cases or specific instances when it happened. And it's just so frustrating. And, like my husband said, you know, people don't realize how good we have it nowadays. I mean, we still have a long way to go, but especially women, we have come a long way. We still have a long way to go, but I was just like, I was so angry last night at this book. I had to sit it down for a minute because I was just, one of the things that I really appreciate about this author, though, is she does not shy away from making her point. So, you know, like I said, the main male protagonist, I keep saying guy, the main male protagonist in this book is on the forefront of this movement, and he has very stable beliefs, firm beliefs in what he's doing, and he is not shy about it. And the author does not shy away from the racist and the ableist remarks that these men, predominantly men, there were some women too, that they made and claims that they made, and she just goes right at it. And I really appreciate that because I think it makes it real, and it makes us realize like how messed up the whole thing was. And so yeah, there's my spiel about that. But I just had to share that because I had such a visceral reaction to that last night. Also wanted to mention that I learned yesterday, I think it was, that November is Epilepsy Awareness Month. And this book is about epilepsy. And I have also read another book about eugenics in the United States in the 1960s about epilepsy. And that one is called Necessary Lies by Diane Chamberlain. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And so if you are looking for a book about epilepsy and about the history of how we have treated epilepsy, I would suggest either one of these because it kind of gives us a glimpse of how far we've come in the way that we treat our epileptic population. And so anyway, there's that. I'm going to go get to wrapping some books and then making some bookmarks. So why don't you join me? You guys, I finished The Great Alone. I have not sobbed that hard at a book in a really long time. Like the whole last 45 minutes or so of the audiobook, I was just bawling. I'm actually sitting in my bedroom right now because I'm like, I might start scaring my kids because of how much I was crying. Oh my goodness. This book ripped my heart out, put it back together, ripped it out again, put it back together. Like, it is so good. It's all about Alaska and living off the grid in Alaska and running from your problems and domestic abuse. And yeah, I mean, like, that's the gist of it. It really follows Lenny, who was 13 at the beginning of the book, and her dad was a POW in Vietnam and comes back and has pretty severe PTSD and decides that he's going to take his family. They're going to move to Alaska and live off the grid. And it just kind of follows her life. Her father's abusive to her mother, and it just follows that story and her growing up completely off the grid with very few peers, in a very close-knit community with a father who is very volatile in an environment that is very harsh and unforgiving. And it was so beautiful and so well done, and I loved it so much. I enjoyed this more than The Nightingale. If that tells you anything. The Nightingale is a very beloved book by Kristen Hanna, and I love this one even more. So if you have not read this, highly recommend. But that fulfills the challenge of reading a book that I feel like I'm the last one to read. It also has a 3-word title, so push comes to shove, I can use it for both prompts. But yeah. All right. Now I need to go take a Tylenol or something because I'm going to end up with a headache from crying so much. And I have an ice roller. I'm going to ice roll my face because my face is burning up from crying. And I'm going to go read The Hidden Child, and just kind of veg for the rest of the night. But you guys, this book, 5 stars for real. Happy Monday. Monday. I am getting ready to sit down and make some bookmarks. So I just got all my stuff out. I actually just made an order for some more laminating materials so I could make them, but I thought I would kind of show you guys. Ooh, there's a glare. Some of the ones that I've done. So this is a Peter Pan one that I've done. So what I do is I take VHS tapes that have sleeves in them, and I take the sleeves out, and then I use the spine as one side, and then I use the cover and the back for the other side and make bookmarks out of them. So this one is not laminated yet, but I have all sorts of different ones, mostly Disney movies, just because they're the ones that tend to have these sleeves, but not all of them are Disney movies. I have a Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I did get a cardboard Jurassic Park and made Jurassic Park ones. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be working on. I have a whole other stack over here of ones that I've cut that need to be decorated. So that's what I'm going to be working on here for the next little bit. But wanted to give you guys an update on my reading. So I am currently, let's see, where am I at? About that far into The Hidden Child. I've actually found the audiobook of this, so I think I might finish this one out on audio because I would really like to finish this one for the readathon. And I'm running out of time and I want to work on bookmarks. So this is one of those instances where audiobooks are fantastic because I can continue inhaling the story while I work on some other things. And then I am also about halfway into Two Roads. This is the one I'm reading for Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge because it has a nighttime scene on the cover. and it says A Creek Boy in Search of His Place in the World, and it is about a little boy who finds out, 12-year-old, he's not that little, boy who finds out that he is Creek Indian and goes to an Indian boarding school, Cholagi boarding school to, be, and it is set during the Great Depression in 1932. So I'm really enjoying this. It's very interesting so far. So yeah, I'm about halfway done with that one too. So I think I'm gonna continue listening to this one while I work on bookmarks here for a minute, and then we'll see. I need to take some things to the post office later. And by things, I mean books for my friends that I do the book exchange with, the Christmas book exchange. I need to get that stuff in the mail. So I need to do that. But other than that, I don't really have much else going on. I also need to pull meat out of the freezer for dinner. I should probably do that soon. So yeah, anyway, let's make some bookmarks. Hey guys. All right, so it is Tuesday. It's been a bit of a morning. Kids had dentist appointments. My back's been bugging me a lot, so I've just kind of been trying to take it easy today. But I wanted to update you because I finished The Hidden Child yesterday. So, I'm trying to fix this so I can hold it. But like I said, this is about eugenics and what was wrong with it. And so we get both points of view of the husband and the wife as they're dealing with this and as they're dealing with their daughter, their 4-year-old daughter who is having seizures, and kind of the medicine during that time and what they thought was effective, and some of the new revelations that were coming out in medicine at the time as far as treating epilepsy. It was very interesting. So, that all being said, it did get a little medical science heavy. There were a lot of details about the science and about the medical treatment of epilepsy at that time, different beliefs that were held in society, but just more so the medicine side of it. It did get a little heavy, and I did not like the end. The end for me was too idyllic, and I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil anything. I really enjoyed the book up until the end, but it was just too easy. The end was just too easy, and I didn't care for it. I hate that because now I don't know what to rate it because I was really enjoying it up to that point. So I don't know what I'm going to rate this. I'm leaning to like a 3.75, so like almost a 4, but not quite. But I finished it. So that was my 3-word prompt, or a title with 3 words in a book with 3 words in the title prompt. Okay, I have to change hands because my arm's gonna fall off. Ooh. All right, and then I'm reading Two Roads by Joseph Bruchac. I am about 60% of the way. Yeah, I'm about 60% of the way into this one. I am enjoying it so far. Not a whole lot to tell about it. And then I think actually today, I was thinking about, okay, I've read 2 books. I will finish Two Roads today. So there's 3 books. That's pretty good for 10 days for me. I'm a slow reader. But then I was like, I could pick up the new graphic novel adaptation of Between Shades of Grey and just knock this sucker out of the park, because this could count for a book having to do with transportation, because a train is a big aspect of this book, and this is also a book that was turned into a movie, albeit this came after the movie, but you know, it is what it is. So this is the graphic novel adaptation of Ruta Sepetys' Between Shades of Grey, which has to do with a Latvian, I believe, Lithuanian girl who is sent to Siberia during World War II. So her and her family. And so I had pre-ordered this. I'm really interested to get into it. So I think I'm going to actually get this one started here soon and try to read that today. And then I think that's probably going to be about all I'm going to get read for this readathon. So right now I have some filming to do. I have a video to film. And yeah, I will check in once I finish another book. All right, guys, it is Thursday morning, and Historathon 2.5 is over. I think one of the things that I learned during this readathon is that I personally prefer month-long readathons. I don't feel as rushed. I feel like I can take my time, and I am glad that we will be going back to doing month-long readathons starting next November. So mark your calendars. It will be getting done. But that being said, I was able to finish 4 books for this readathon. I did hit all the prompts within those 4 books. And so, yeah, for my middle grade book, I read Two Roads by Joseph Bruchac, I don't remember. This was not my favorite book. I felt that it was very, not disjointed necessarily, but I felt like the author was trying to do too much. He was trying to address too many topics, and they didn't necessarily correlate as well as I was hoping for. So like by the end, it just felt very convoluted. But I ended up giving this one 2 stars, and this was, like I said, my middle grade book, and this would also count for a book that involves transportation, because at the beginning of the book, Cal and his dad are living the hobo lifestyle, and that means that they are on trains quite a bit. So that is what I read for that. For the book to movie adaptation, I read the graphic novel of Between Shades of Grey. The movie adaptation is called Ashes in the Snow. I believe it's available on Amazon Prime Video, and yeah, it is subtitled though, so just so you know. This also could count for a book involving transportation because they are also on a train in this book. But this has to do with Lena, whose family is deported from Lithuania to Siberia during World War II by Stalin's army, the NKVD army. And so I really enjoyed this. I will say that the illustration style was not my favorite at the beginning, but by the end it grew on me. I thought that it lent itself really well to a graphic novel adaptation. I was surprised how much of the book I actually remembered when I was reading this. So that was encouraging because I read the actual novel of it like 5 years ago at least. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think this is like a 4.75 for me. It's almost 5 stars. I still prefer the novel because you just get more detail. And like I said, the illustration style was not my absolute favorite, but it worked. But this was really great, so I would recommend picking that up if you are into graphic novels. For my book that I feel like I am the last one to read, I read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I am obsessed with this book now, you guys. 5 stars easily. It's going to go on my list of favorites for the year, I'm sure. I loved everything about this book. It is a chunker, but I feel like it was fast moving throughout the whole thing. I was never bored. I never felt like it was drawn out. I didn't get to the end and feel like, oh, well, that could have been 100 pages shorter, like I do with a lot of really long books. So thoroughly enjoyed this, and I love this cover, and everything. I loved it. So that one got 5 stars. And then the book that I read that has 3 words in the title, take my bookmark out of it now, is the one that I buddy read with Lindsay that I started the readathon with, and that is The Hidden Child by Louise Fine, or Fine, I'm not exactly sure. This one I think I ended up landing on 3 stars for. I appreciated the topic. I thoroughly enjoyed the topic, but the execution was like, not my favorite. So still think it's really, you probably hear my son. I don't know if you can. He's singing to himself or screaming at himself, one or the other. But I still would encourage you to pick it up. Like, it was still a good read. It just is not like going to be one of my favorite of all times. But set, in the late 1920s, just having to do with eugenics. And I felt like this was very relevant to read because November is Epilepsy Awareness Month, and this has to do with the epileptic population. And how far we've come and how far we have yet to go and all the things. So that is my Historathon. It was fairly successful. So now I'm going to move on to reading more historical fiction because I have a lot more that I would love to read, and some nonfiction for Nonfiction November as well, and just kind of mood read and all the other things. But thank you so much for tuning in for this. If you have read or if you participated in Historathon, let me know what your favorite read of the readathon was. I'm just noticing now how wrinkly my shirt is. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let me know what your favorite book of the readathon or favorite read of the readathon was, what your favorite prompt was. If you have any prompt ideas for future Historathon, leave those down below. I'm always up for suggestions. And also, if you made it all the way to the end of this, I'm sure it's going to end up being very lengthy vlog, keep an eye out on my Instagram this weekend. So today is the 10th, 11th? The 11th. Oh my goodness, it's Veterans Day. I know what day it is. Today's the 11th, so either on the 13th or 14th, I haven't decided yet. Watch my Instagram account because I will be having a bookmark sale for all of the VHS upcycled bookmarks that I have made. I have I think I have like 40 of them, so those will be going on sale this weekend on my Insta stories. So make sure that, and my Instagram account is always linked down below. So go follow me on Instagram if you are interested in those. That's it. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you stick around and subscribe. Go check out Lindsay, my co-host. She vlogged this readathon as well. Go check out her vlog, and until next time, see ya.